wanna see you, but you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit.
All right. And so our drivers are in their sims. Things are getting ready to kick off. We should be having some racing kick off here in the next few seconds. Uh, Going into this race, what are some of the prep things that you're always checking and looking for before things get started?
Yeah, I think much as we've seen there. I mean, there's while everybody gets everything together, and it's good here. I think we're starting here, so we're starting to see everybody come through. It's great to see this shot on the opening lap. We're having a quick look down from this car to just see if everybody got through the first corner. A little bit of smoke there. That'll have caught a few people out, and that is tricky there. So now we're actually coming. Where are we here? We've got everybody coming down through towards Surtees, this is behind the pits. It goes up the hill into the sort of wooded area. I mean, this whole track is actually now very close to a housing complex, and
Wow.
very different to the facility we've been in before. So we have the Audrain car here running at the front, which is very good. He must have made a really good start. I think we might have missed a couple of things there at the beginning.
Yeah, seeing the America car take a couple wide turns. Hopefully
Yeah.
they'll get a bit accommodated.
We're just
Actually,
trying to look at all the runners now. Whoops, maybe a little bit of.
Here we can see the Audrain car.
Yeah, a little bit wide. That's where I explained before, where you're going through the corner and it loses a bit of camber. All the weight transfers to the car, and it's so easy to run off onto the gravel trap there. And you can see you got a little bit squirrely going through there. But let's hope they all get settled down through here. We've got the cars looking on the screen here. They're pretty well bunched up. A couple of people have lost a bit of ground at the beginning.
Yeah, we could see still in a pack amongst. No one's really kind of taken any particular stance. There we can see the stem car.
Yeah, I think now they've got really settled, and they're actually running well. We've got, I think, Caesar there in the black car running, a little bit too much on the grass, so you'll have to be careful with that. There's a real little battle going on there with that group, and it's good to see that they're actually all able to do this in a very close proximity of each other. Yeah, I think there's one or two struggling here with the grip. This is really a little bit of what I expected as we go to this track. You make a mistake on one corner and it's very difficult if you get back on the line to not make a mistake in the following corner. So you really have to collect your thinking up very quickly. And I think now we've got everybody working quite well together as a group. I think this is Caesar now. A nice shot of him coming along. They've come along past the pit straight here. Whoop. Little bit there with the stem car. They lose grip as they come over the top of the brow of the hill. It's very easy to lose the front of the car. I think Don's in there being a bit patient. So he's watching what's happening here. And that's in the Transformer white car.
Yeah, you can see that they're still running in a pack. We see the stem car. We can see they're definitely all fighting for position here.
No, we got a much closer group, as we said. This is what we wanted to see. That mid pack there really getting together, very, very close. It's interesting to see. I'm not so sure it's Brandon driving the stem car. I think he breaks, quite late. We see quite a few puffs of smoke from the tyres. We saw this at the last event. He's definitely one of the late breakers. And I think he can learn a little bit from, that, just try and settle the car a little bit. We're seeing the Viva car now here. I think Sydney Jim in that. He's gone down the inside there quite nicely. Druids is difficult here at the top of the hill. You really come up there and the car is compressed quite a lot, but everybody's running well. They're all actually holding the lines in a good position here. I think we're still seeing the stem car having a few lockups. The Viva car here is holding a good position. The cones you just see there are mark off actually. There's a short track at Brands Hatch which you can go off there. They call it the Indy Circuit. So where the cones were that somebody collected, it's a very short loop. Here you go off onto the back part of the section through the trees. Much better track. But I say over the years there's been a housing complex built near here, very much like Laguna Seca, so noise is a big problem. They only get so many days they can run on this track with over 105 decibels. A little bit of an incident there. There's no damage.
Yeah, it looks like looking over the Viva car here.
Yeah, this is a nice shot, I think, over the top of the Viva car. It's coming up the hill into the pit straight. Along the pit straight here, your pits are on the right-hand side, the grandstand's there on the left. You start to see a really good picture here as the car goes light, and it's falling down right on the curb there. The car gets really compressed quite hard on the suspension. You've really got to slow the car down a lot there. I think we're now running around the back here. Whoop.
Whoa.
American a little
car
bit of damage there. Yeah, the American car there is, a big lockup going in there. He managed to keep it together, but we're seeing a little bit of gravel damage on the paint scheme there. But he's kept it all in one place. Everybody's having to learn a hard lesson here. As we're seeing, as a confidence builds, suddenly, whoa, I've run out of road. The corner tightens up on you a lot. You've really got to be very precise here at Brands Hatch.
Definitely. You can see that even as we go into the fifth lap, there's still some learning being applied. See there coming up the hill. Great shot here. Still running in a pack though, not a lot of separation yet.
It's a nice view of the Audrain car. Nice colour, really nice green. Stands out well.
You can see a bit of a conservative on the turn, that one,
Yeah, I was just looking at a little bit of body damage down the side, so I'm not sure whether that was a brush with somebody or the steel barriers on each side of the track here, which is say you've only got to catch the grass here, and you've got to be very, very careful. Not big runoff areas, not places you can make a lot of mistakes. You can see there he got onto the paintwork, got a little bit out of shape, and then here we've got the white Transformer car got in front. So the close group. Now we got the two stem cars running together here now. I don't think we'd seen that before. So I think good progress there from Zach. We know Scott, who is on his sim in Scotland, so he was really pretty competitive last week. We've had, I think that might be Tim and the other Viva car. Had a slight spin there, but no damage, recovered it well. Another good shot.
Good to see that. Just about halfway through this, and we're still seeing, everyone's still in it, which is great.
Again, that was the important thing. I mean, we're going to make some comments obviously after this, and we're seeing exactly what we thought. Everybody's struggling a little bit with, not going too wide. Much different track that they'd run on in the last one. But the good thing, as you say, Carlos, they're all running. Everybody's still running. Nobody's had any big damage, and difficult track to overtake on. You either have to wait very carefully, or you have to be careful you don't, get contact with somebody else. So this first race is going to let everybody think about how they progress into the second. We see the Viva car, one of them, just getting a little on the power a little bit early. You see the rear of the car come out on it. It's oversteer, a lot of traction. These cars actually in real life have a lot of power. A little bit, you've got to be very careful not to lose traction or make the front of the car lose front grip.
Yeah, great shot here of the white Transformer car coming around the turn here. Just passing the pits.
Yeah.
And as you've noticed, some heavy braking there.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, this is the point we'll have a little talk about learning. I think he brakes very hard, and you see, in the simulation, you see the smoke from the tires, so he's locking the wheels. Fortunately on these kits, they don't damage the tires. Some of the programs, of course, we can fit all of these type of things on it. If you damage the tires, you're going to have to come in and do a reset. You put flat spots on them. So the important thing here is to make sure everybody runs, everybody starts, everybody finishes. It's just trying to the driver's skill to keep the car on the ground. I think we've got a nice side shot there of the white Transformer car. And I think we're in view here of there's possibly Ben, who's in the lead at the moment, just lapping, I think it's Tim at the time. Yeah.
As we saw earlier, Ben's sim is quite the setup, so.
It is, and it does make a lot of difference, but the important thing is that everybody can compete. And everybody has it. It's amazing seeing some of the skills some people have, with the, not perhaps the sophisticated equipment. But again, Ben's a very accomplished gamer. That's the important thing. I mean, he also has the advantage of driving a lot, doing a lot of test work here in our sims. And I think it's really good for people who haven't got that experience to see how they can progress. And that's what this is about. How they can progress up against, we won't call them two ringers, but actually people that are used to this type of environment.
Absolutely. You can see Transformer car and Ben taking this turn, coming around the turn there.
It's good here. The two STEM guys are learning from each other. I think they're whether they're swapping positions or not, and one's learning from the other. I think that's good. They've obviously communicated with each other during the week, and they'll have discussed what they've got to do. And in a real race, they're probably doing some bit of tactics here by staying close to each other.
Absolutely. Little shake and bake.
Yeah. Cool.
Here we see the STEM car passing the America car.
Yeah, I think it is. These two are staying pretty close together. It looks like they're coming up on one of the Audrain cars at the moment. Yeah.
Right in the middle of the pack too,
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I think it's starting to say. And again, if you look at the track map itself, you've got a couple of groups of 2 or 3 cars working together. You've got a little bit of passing. The last 3 cars are still only 1 lap down. Again, it's a shorter circuit, so you'd expect to see the cars much tighter together. We've got somebody carrying one of the cones there in front, but he's got rid of that, which is good.
A little bit of
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of thinking after this first race for sure, and
definitely got them thinking.
yeah, no, definitely. No, this is a new experience. I mean, and I think those that thought they got it sorted out, they haven't actually been able to practice on this. And again, I think a lot of people watching have got to realise a lot of these guys driving the cars have a very little time during the week to do things. They're either working, a couple of guys are running companies, they don't have a lot of downtime. So it's not like they're living on the simulator all week and learning where they're going. And we're not giving anybody any pre-advance of what's happening here. They're all having to, in a way, go in a little bit blind so that we can see the advance that they're making through each one of the 3 races.
Absolutely. Great shot here of the white transformer car coming around the bend.
You know, Pablo, one of our Dawson Racing technicians, Pablo Gonzalez, is in one of these cars. I'm just having a look where he is. We even had a little bit of sim trouble last week, which he struggled with. So I mean, even we can find a little issue with that, and it's amazing how much stress the simulators take. As the drivers get more and more used to this, there's a lot of feedback through the steering wheel. You're feeling exactly what happens to the real car on the road. So that's a really good, indication to the driver how they're getting on.
You can see here where is this bent right here in the transformer car?
This is Ben here running now in the transformer car. Yeah. This is Pablo. So Pablo's in 9th place. So he's having a reasonably good run, which is nice. He didn't get a lot of time. Another one who's been busy pretty well all week, and not being able to practice a lot really. I know a couple of guys. Sidney Jim is one of the owners of Viva. I think he managed to get on this morning, from what we understand. After a busy period last week in his business. It's good to see everybody gradually be able to relax, get competitive, get through this first race, take a small break, and then rethink about what they've got to do. And that's a little bit of a rearward hit. I think the Them car just came off the power a little bit, and it was a touch in the back.
Little love tap, You can see we're going into his second
That's
place.
Great. There's the Zotac. We haven't seen the Zotac car for a little while. I think it's been doing its own thing further down the field, and it's good to see that's running pretty good. No signs of damage. A little bit of dirt, rubber dirt on the side, so always a telltale sign is been fighting for grip a little bit, but seems to settle down quite nicely now.
There's the overview.
Yeah, no, that's you see where they run over the curb quite a long. That's good. That one's using that little bit of curb's nice. The other one, when you straddle nearly all the car over it, you're really slowing yourself down for the next corner. Then it gives you a lot of problems with getting grip. So they've got to try and avoid all this. But he's keeping a distance here. He's made good ground there under braking. It'll be interesting to see who's able to get alongside him as they come up here into Druids. Good thing is showing a bit of respect, a little bit of caution, knowing that I think he's going to exit quite quickly. I think this lap you should see them get a change places probably.
Yeah, and as we finish up, we're coming into almost the last lap, so you can see that there's car 8 here is fighting for position. Every slot matters.
I think it's another indication to show people that this isn't easy. I think it's easy for people to comment and criticize sometimes, but really when people try this and get onto it, they realize that this is challenging. It teaches you a lot of self-discipline. You learn a lot from it, about what you can do and what you can't do. I think managing expectations is sometimes one of the biggest issues. That everybody think, oh, this is easy, I can go and do it. It's sometimes not so easy. It takes a little bit of time, like everything in life, it takes practice. Practice makes perfect, as we all say. Again, a little bit wide there, but fortunate, kept everything together. And I think we're near up in the last lap, so that would have been a shame if there'd been some damage there, I think, to Caesar's car.
Yeah, as we enter the last lap here, everybody's pushing through.
Okay.
Here we see the Viva car, position 11. Guys at Viva are doing some great things,
They are, and I think Tim Innit is in the nutritional business. He's a fitness trainer. He's nowhere near a sim racer. He's actually been involved in a lot of offshore powerboat racing. Very accomplished in that. I always joke with him a few times. Obviously in the powerboat racing, there's a throttle man and a steerer. He's got to rely on himself here. So, a different skill set, and he's doing a good job here. Very much connected, I say, into the Viva product line and how it helps people. So it's good to see him running really well now. I know Sydney's worked with him a little bit when he could, and that's pleasing to see. Pleasing to see both cars running well.
Absolutely. Some great shots too. These are some really good angles.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is this overhead shot, which is quite nice. Sees the whole front of the car. This green is pretty stunning. It's great. Inside in picking the car out. I think when you see all the cars in different liveries, it's important. What often happens today, you see cars all looking the same, and I think here with the America car, actually an overshot view of the America car, which is really good. These guys have never done this before, and they know themselves. They need to have a real bit of practice in. This is nice, looks great. Good frontal shot here of the America car. Great.
Absolutely, you could see them braking a little early there.
Struggling a little bit with the throttle position, and this is again, I say, a track with high-powered. These are high-powered simulation cars, and you've got to be very easy with the throttle application. And on a track like this, and you see here, I think where the Zotac car's gone down the inside, put a little bit of pressure on the America car, but didn't make too many mistakes there. He's managed to tuck in behind him. Again, this big learning curve. This is a big thing to discuss afterwards. A lot of these guys having a real, creating a lot of talk, a lot of things to discuss when they're out of the car. Well, I should have done this, and this was difficult. And, I did a great run there. I had a fantastic lap. And a lot of it's putting it all together. They might find they go very well in one lap and not so good the next lap. So they've actually got to be able to put all of the pieces together, learn where the mistakes were, and actually build on concentration.
Yeah, here, great shot of the America car in 13th place here. Looks like the all-drain car right behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's good. He's feeling a little bit of pressure, from somebody. When you got somebody behind you, that's a lot worse than sometimes you being behind somebody else and trying to catch them. I mean, the all-drain car then ultimately made a good move. The guy's looking in his mirror, he's wondering where he's gone, what he's doing, and when you realize you're under that little bit of pressure, you need to maybe just let the other guy go, and then tuck in behind him and watch what he's doing and see if you can learn from him, and just keep your concentration.
Speaking of concentration, coming a little wide around that turn there.
Yeah, we said it in the last tournament. Places like Road America, which are big open track, long straights, the drivers get a little bit of time to mentally relax. And here you don't have any let up whatsoever. I mean, you're really going corner to corner, all the way around the track. So a lot of mental fatigue. You've really got to focus, make sure everything's good. So we've that's the first round over. Be interested to see where everybody finished off.
Definitely. Good to see some good racing out there. As we saw people were adapting and applying their learnings throughout the race. What stood out the most to you so far?
Well, I think there's a big parity this time, really between, I think if we take Ben, and we're going to probably talk to Ben later on, our data guy, because he understands a little bit more about, the limitations of the car. And I think a lot of the other guys are having to work that out, and we are on a track now which tests your skills at limiting what you can do under throttle, braking, and acceleration. So again, we're going to go, I think, into the second race with everybody having a little bit of a think now about what they can and they can't do. Maybe it settles down a little bit. We're a lot of people going off track, but not in a big way, just running wide, losing grip. And a lot of that's to do with the track itself. The cambers of the track this is not a flat circuit. And sometimes it's difficult to see it. Here, it's falling away from you. You're trying to apply the throttle, and the track is really falling away from you. So you see an incident like that where it's very easy to run wide. So hopefully everybody's taken this on, and they're going to actually be able to come out in the next race in a little bit better shape.
Absolutely. I think, what we learned in week one is that confidence over race, 2 and 3 just continue to build. So excited to see that continue. But, overall, the first race was excellent. We saw a lot of competition, a lot of guys running in the pack and fighting for position. So overall, you can see here we have the Viva car taking the turn here. Great to see how they've really showed up in this race, and overall seeing the America car back in it. I think good representation amongst everyone in the first race.
Absolutely, and I think the great thing is, I think we had only one maybe failure, and we'll just check back on that. But pretty well everybody that had mistakes where they didn't finish the last rounds have been able to finish these rounds, which is really good. So from that point of view, they made some great progress. The discipline has been better. Now they've got to mentally think about where they can not make mistakes, so they have in that first race. They have some knowledge now, which they didn't have before, and actually apply that knowledge into the next round.
Absolutely. I think they're all, their minds are racing right now, wondering what they did right, what they could apply and learn as they continue over the next 2 races.
Yeah, and let's we'll sort of get everybody back on track here and have a little bit of a think, and we'll find out from the guys who actually experienced some problems. I did see 1 or 2 cars with you can see if they've caught the barriers, that the car's difficult to drive, so they may have sustained a little bit of damage. These are all things that are all about the gaming world. I mean, it's actually a lot better in virtual than it is in real. Of course, in real you wouldn't be able to continue, and so I suppose from that point of view, everybody can make one or two mistakes and get away with it and carry on, and that's what this is about.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to kick off our next race. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you.
Hi, Sydney here, one of the founders of Viva CBD. We produce and manufacture some of the most consistent, high-potency, compliant CBD products on the market today. We believe in the proper education of CBD products within our industry. If you're interested in purchasing Viva CBD products, private labeling your own CBD brand, or buying white-labeled CBD products, please visit us at our website at vivascbd.com. That's VIVIS CBD.com. Have a great day.
Closers Coffee is an exciting new web series that features business leaders, sports professionals, and entrepreneurs. Don't miss our next episode featuring the founder of Arch Rival. Make sure to follow us at Closers Coffee HQ.
Oh,